way up to the ocean side. The drainage that they had done was not that large, so and with all these rains and everything else, there is passage of air, yes, but bear in mind chances that they are on the other side is pretty slim.
Local leadership led by Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad Nasir has urged residents to take caution following intensified rains. Nasir attributed the incident to poor planning of drainage by Kenha, assuring the locals that the matter will be effectively resolved in the near future.
When Kenha was doing the road, they basically built a drainage system on top of another existing drainage system, which basically has caused quite a bit of a problem with the rains being heavy. We sent in, and we've been doing this all round, number of casuals to be able to try and see what we can do. The last meeting that the department had with Kenha was that yes, there's a problem and there's a possibility that the whole road might have to be cut.
Meanwhile, transport along Mombasa-Malindi Highway has been cut off following the collapse of the Mbogolo Bridge in Kilifi County. Ntondio area in Tezo, Kilifi North has also been affected by floods, making the highway impassable for motorists. For Lunchtime News, I'm Abdulaziz Abeid.
And the calls for reforms in the United Nations Security Council took center stage during the start of a three-day summit of the African Union Committee of 10 in Equatorial Guinea. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua addressed the summit on behalf of President William Ruto. During the meeting, speaker after speaker advocated for inclusivity. African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki said that AU has contributed immensely to peace and security in the continent, and that the demand for inclusion in the UNSC was a legitimate demand that cannot be overlooked. The leaders also called on the region to remain united in demanding reforms. The C10 was set up during the 4th extraordinary session of the Assembly on 4th August 2005 with the core mandate of presenting, advocating and canvassing support for the common African position on the reforms. In other news, 5 candidates are expected to contest for the Bunge la Wananchi presidency in its general election slated for 7th of December 2023. The 5 candidates have all been vetted by the elections body. The Bunge la Wananchi Fora, where residents gather to express themselves against issues they believe are affecting them, are normally held at the Jivanji Gardens within Nairobi's Central Business District and Jacaranda grounds.
We have been clearing candidates who will contest in the forthcoming elections on 7th December 2023. Today was our day of clearing candidates, and we are about to finish the clearance. So far we have cleared a good number of candidates, and we want to remind Kenyans that we shall hold our elections on 7th December, and we shall present to Kenyans leadership that has been elected through a fair, transparent and credible election. And we want to promise all members and all Kenyans that there will be nothing fishy in this election. We are going to conduct the most credible election in the history of Bunge la Mwananchi.
Zangu za kuwania kama president wa Bunge la Mwananchi Social Movement ni kwa sababu tunataka bunge ambayo hailali mkono wa serikali ama mkono wa opposition. Tunataka bunge la Mwananchi lenye linaangalia masilahi ya Wakenya na masilahi ya wanyonge.
Exactly 13 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for our first break recoil with plenty more, including what is shipping news in the entertaining world of sports.
COMESA is one of the 8 regional economic communities recognized by the African Union and has a membership of 21 member states with a population of over 600 million people. Covers quite a wide area, ranging from membership from as far north as Tunisia and as far south as Eswatini.
COMESA's mission is to make trade easier. Its headline projects, programs, and initiatives focus on 4 types of integration.
Watch the COMESA Briefly documentary on Monday the 27th of November at 6:30 p.m. on KBC Channel 1.
What's in Your Kitchen, a show that celebrates Kenyan and African dishes. At Pelelani Annex Naivasha, she shared a bit of her life background story and her cooking skill.
Be careful. Yes, because I've seen some fire jump there. That is called flambéing.
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 So tukiona moto tujue ni flambéing.
Chele yetu iko sawa. Iko sawa. Tumalize.
Sasa ni kwenda tukule. Lakini hauendi.
Mimi siendi.
Hauendi.
Hiyo tutaongea kwa meza kwanza.
Sawa.
Salivate this delicious meal on your screen while taking notes for the recipe. Only on KBC.
Welcome back. And the Aira Digital has announced robust plans of collaborating with universities and TVET institutions to impart skills which are relevant with the digital job markets in Kenya. According to Aira Digital Jobs Resources and Training Manager Simon Murimi, there's need for students and graduates to utilize the digital skills job market instead of relying on formal job markets. Aira Digital program is a government initiative driven by the Ministry of ICT, Innovations and Youth Affairs to empower over 1 million young people to access digital job opportunities.
So as at now, I've been in training in this program for the last 3 years, and we have seen that 40% of our trainees have been able to access jobs, both locally and internationally. Because one of the things that we have been encouraging our youth is availability of jobs is not just regional or national, it's even global. And having seen a 40% success, we are looking forward to increasing this to over 70%. Moving forward from this summit, we have come to learn and to see that one of the challenges we are having is skills mismatch, in that the skills that are demanded or are needed in the industry are somehow not matching what we are training, especially within the institution.
To some politics now, Githunguri lawmaker Gathoni Wamuchomba has vowed to shoot down the bipartisan report once tabled in Parliament if the allocation of equitable distribution of funds and the cost of living is not factored in the report. The legislator who spoke during a burial in Githunguri claimed high taxes imposed on Kenyans ought to be revised to ease the burden on Kenyans. The MP also vowed to spearhead the debate on equalization of funds allocation according to population, claiming it was only fair for regions with high population to get huge allocations of the national revenue.
Ishongwa anataka kuleta kule bunge hiyo ripoti ambayo ametengeneza wakiwa na kina Kalonzo Musyoka, kama haitakuwa na maneno ya one man one shilling one vote, Wamuchomba anaomba ruhusa kutoka kwenu niangushe asubuhi na mapema.
And the sentiments by the Githunguri Member of Parliament just coming in the wake of that report, which is said to be released this afternoon by the two teams. Also, copper and gold mining operations in the Makalanda area of Nyatike sub-county in Migori County has been halted for the past week following national government's decision to revoke the mining license of Copper Hill Mineral Resources Limited. Cabinet Secretary for State Department of Minerals and Blue Economy, Salim Vuria, issued a letter citing that the license had been issued without the approval of the Minerals Rights Board. Migori County Commissioner David Gitonga, acknowledging the impact of the mining activities on the community, said that over 800 people have been affected by its closure. He, however, affirmed that the site will remain closed until the company rectifies its compliance issues.
Wanataka kuchukuliwa wakijificha ya kuwa wanataka kufanya mambo ya planting trees ili iwe forest. Small scale people, the only business we know in Nyatike is gold mining. The only license that we were given by the previous government, Uhuru Kenyatta, that license has been revoked. Meaning people who live in Nyatike, who live in Makalda area, cannot do gold anymore.
The mining lights board had not made a recommendation for the issuance of the permit. CL12 of the mining company shows that the Chinese owns 51% of the shares of the company, which is against the mining regulations. There was a moratorium which was issued sometimes in December 2019 against issuance of any licenses. So that is what has made the mining site to be closed.
And that story puts a cap on what we had lined up for you this afternoon. But also remember, there's a lot we are continuing to cover ground for you, including that report by the National Dialogue Committee, which comes out today amongst a host of different other stories, which will be coming in our subsequent bulletins. Nonetheless, we appreciate your valid company and for making time for us this afternoon. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange, and Wangeshi has been my co-anchor. Good afternoon.
Christine, mimi mnamulia na wewe na pitch.
What have you smoked? Usinihesabu tafadhali. I'm going to boil water. Kwanza hiyo maji sana. Usinihesabu.
Na jina kwaje?